Hey everybody! So today is the day, December 6th, which marks the 1-year anniversary of me posting my very first Firewood ad, Firewood for sale ad. So I just wanted to kind of recap what all has happened in the first year of me selling firewood on the side as a hobby. So again, I just do this as a side hobby. This is not my full-time job. I enjoy being outdoors. I enjoy working with firewood. I always have. I've been doing it for many, many years. So over the last year, I guess you could say things started in one direction, ended up going a completely different direction, and now here I am a year later, and I'm so glad that I kept an open mind and just, didn't get tied down in thinking what I was doing was crazy because a lot of people told me it was. So in my first year of selling firewood, I have seen and learned a lot of things. One thing I have learned, and this is probably true with anyone and everyone who sells firewood, is if you think you have enough, you never have enough. If I had 10 cords, I needed 20. If I had 20, I needed 30. No matter how much wood I had, it never seemed to be enough. Another thing is that I found to be very important, and I will give this advice to anyone who talks to me about doing firewood or doing anything in life. There's an old saying, it goes, get up earlier, stay longer, work harder, fail again, but never ever quit. And that's the one thing with firewood that I have learned. You have to get out there, you have to work, you have to bust your butt, you have to hustle. You have to want to keep doing this. You need to have that drive inside you. It's often said that people who make firewood, it's something in their blood. It's in their blood, and that's exactly what it is. Once it's in there, it's in there. You can't get it out. Well, you could, but it's not easy. So yeah, if you want to get into something like this, be ready to work because you are going to do a lot of work. The other big thing I will say is something that's called destination addiction. It's the idea that happiness is always somewhere like in the next job or in the next place or in the next whatever. Whatever you're doing now, if you get to the next stage or the next phase, you're going to be happy. And the problem with that is that until you give up the idea that happiness is somewhere else, it will never be where you are. So yeah, just looking back over this past year, like I said, it's been a wild ride. I mean, I started out selling firewood in the winter for heating purposes. I ended up turning 180 to selling firewood for recreational burning. And, now I don't deliver firewood. I sell strictly from my roadside stand in smaller quantities. The one thing I did find is that, I didn't have the means to deliver firewood in large quantities, but I didn't want that to hold me back from doing what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to work with firewood. I wanted to make something happen with firewood. I took that drive and that motivation and I found a way to, make it work. One of the reasons I wanted to sell firewood originally was, I wanted to have a way to make a little money to pay for buying loads of logs, buying firewood. So my idea and what I did the first year is I bought a load of logs, I processed it myself, I kept half for my own heating and I sold half to pay for the cost of that, those logs. So that was my idea going in, is that each time if I could buy some wood, I'd sell half, keep half. That way I'd build up my supply and I'd still be making that money to buy the next load of logs. Turns out along the way, things start happening. One day I end up going to pick up the little boss man from school. I see a tree service working there. I end up meeting Tony T, the tree tamer, and him and I get talking. We kind of develop a friendship. Now I've got a network. I've got a way. I've got a connection, into getting wood. which is huge. I mean, it was just like I said, it was crazy how things ended up working my first year. So for me, it's been great. I've been able to continuously build my personal inventory. I've been able to build an inventory for selling next year in my roadside stand. I've been able to meet a lot of great people. I've been able to connect with people through my YouTube channel. I've been able to, just expand my knowledge of the business from getting feedback from people and comments from people. I mean, it's just been great. The one thing that is really, I guess, important for anyone out there who's thinking about doing something like this, or thinking about doing anything, starting any type of business, or starting any type of side hobby that you might want to turn into a business, is that no matter what it is, if you put your mind to it and you keep your mind open to all kinds of possibilities, you can accomplish anything. I mean, I had plenty of doubters telling me that, selling firewood was crazy, and, starting a YouTube channel was crazy. And if I would have listened to them, I wouldn't be sitting here where I am right now. So, in closing, like I said, just wanted to give a recap 1 year later, how you can take something like firewood and you can make it work on any scale you want. I chose, to keep it small. I knew when I started, I didn't have the means to, compete with other firewood suppliers. I didn't have the equipment, I didn't have the machinery, I didn't have the manpower, I had myself, I have a little John Deere lawn tractor, a cart, but I do have a pretty nice splitter. And that was one thing that I needed to get, because I knew even if I wasn't gonna sell any firewood, the amount of wood that we burn at my parents' house and at my house, we do a lot of splitting. And running the old single wedge splitter, it takes a lot of work to process that amount of wood. So I wanted to build whatever operation I was gonna have, I wanted to build it around a quality built splitter. And that's why I'm so thankful I found Chris at Wolf Ridge Manufacturing, because his splitter and his splitters that he builds are top of the line. So yeah, that's all I did. I mean, I took my idea, I ran with it. I didn't listen to all the naysayers. I just started out and I just let things happen. I wasn't set in my ways, and I had an open mind. And now, like I said, now my focus is on recreational burning. That's who most of my customers are. I do have customers who buy wood for heating, but my main focus is recreational burning, which now during these months in the winter, I'm building up inventory for next end of summer. And then also, I still do the half for me, half to sell. Like I haven't had to buy any wood, but I still, if I go out and I cut down a tree, I still look at it as half of it goes to selling, half of it goes for my use. So again, anyone whose paths have crossed with mine over the last year, I thank you. I'm grateful for all the support I have here on the YouTube channel. I'm grateful for all my customers who have come out to my roadside stand over the last year and picked up some firewood. Yeah, it's been a crazy, wild ride, and I couldn't be more thankful for everything that's happened. It's really been great. And I can't wait to see where things go. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the works. So, all right, I think that'll do it. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I don't know, like I said, just want to do a little recap of my first year, give a little highlights of some stuff that's been going on, talk a little bit about it. But tonight, on the live feed, I'll be telling the story of my very first sale, which is kind of interesting. And there'll be a couple other things going on tonight in the live feed. So if you're able to tune in tonight, Friday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, do it. Because we're going to reveal a few things, a few other firsts that have happened. So thanks for watching. Stay safe, have fun, be cool.